How are you? You look so good. Thank you. So do you. Hi. Hi. Oh my god, you're so happy. Don't scratch it. Choco.
So cute. Where can I put my stuff?
Do you want some iced tea? Yes, please. Great.
Thank you. So,
Okay. Hey girl, hey. Hey. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
안녕하세요 여러분. 제 이름은 에밀리입니다. 제가 캐나다 출신입니다. 12년 동안 한국에 살았는데 아직 한국말 조금 서툴려서 제발 좀 이해해 주세요.
안녕하세요 여러분. 제 이름은 세아입니다. 저 독일 사람이에요. 2년 동안 여기 살아요. 그리고 배우과 모델이에요.
오호! welcome, welcome. 오늘 우리 또 편하게 영어로 인터뷰 할 테니까 자막 알겠지만요. Today, our topic.
I think in Korea it's really great the industry to promote tourism here in Korea is very big. So for influencers, even small influencers like me, oh my god, am I an influencer? Anyways, so yeah, you get to go on trips and to promote like those places. So I think I learned it on one of those trips. I mean, the thing is that I always had Asian friends growing up, so I was always like open to other people's cultures. And then I had a Korean friend when I was like, I would say 16. And when I first came to her house, I was so shocked because they had like a massage chair. So I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. They're living in a like in the future, you know? So, but yeah, my parents were also very interested in just like Korea and Japan, and I was always very interested in Japan due to like on animation and yeah, I used to read that like mangas a lot when I was young. My number one was Sailor Moon, like my favorite animation.
That's so nice.
Yeah, Tokyo Mew Mew, Chobits. I don't know. There's so many different ones.
Where did you get this stuff?
Mangas, you could just find them at the bookstore. I mean, it was like nerdy, kind of. Like people would be like, oh my god, is she a nerd? But I was like, you know what?
Who cares?
This is so fun.
Yeah.
So just let me do my thing. Yeah, so I was always like open and connected to that type of thing.
That's cool.
Wait, when did Corona start?
2019.
2019, yes. I was living in the States. And I was always very obsessed with like watching TV shows. That was like my favorite thing to do. So I was fed up with American TV shows. And I was already like, you know, having movie nights with like movies from different countries just to, you know, travel, but like on the TV. And one day I was just like, what is this? Oh, Korean? Maybe I'll just try a Korean drama. And
wow, really by chance?
Yeah, just by chance. And I watched it, and it was with Choi Siwon.
Oh.
Yeah. In English, it's called Revolutionary Love. And then I started like, my partner at that time got me some Korean books, like the Talk to Me in Korean book, for instance. I worked with those books, and then I was like, because I was modeling in the States, and I was like, my time in the States is almost over. It's time to go back to Germany. Maybe I should just try living in Korea and working as a model and actress. And just in Germany, the industry is very small. In the US, it's very big, but you have to be like very lucky to make it. Here, you can just try it, and chances to be successful here are much higher.
Oh, for sure. And you are definitely going to do it. This girl works so hard, and she, you'll just look at the Instagram, you'll see. Gorgeous girl. So you basically stumbled on Korea by chance.
Everything in life happens for a reason. I was like back home, I was sitting on the couch, and I realized there's a bookshelf, and the only book that stands out on the back, it says Korea. So
the universe was at work.
Really?
Oh my god, I love that. So you basically had the universe was pulling you over here because you had a purpose here.
I think so. No, I really feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. There's so many things happening that I'm meant to be here. I've been to 2 temple stays, and I really enjoyed those. I can really recommend them. One was Naksansa.
Naksansa.
And the other one was in Pohang. I don't remember the name.
But like, can you talk?
Yeah, you can talk. You can also use your phone.
Can you bring children?
I think so. If you need to rewire, like sometimes you can get very anxious living here, right? Yeah, and if you feel like you're overwhelmed or you need to make like a big decision, those like going to a temple stay had really helped me.
Yeah, I mean, lots and lots and lots of foreigners kind of flock to doing those activities.
Yeah.
I've never been in the situation where I've been able to do it, but every time I talk to someone, I'm like, oh, okay. And I keep having more and more people saying and talking about temple stay lately, so I'm like, okay, there's my sign. I gotta do it.
Actually, I should do one again soon too, because life can get very overwhelming here.
And for any person, it can get overwhelming. But those kind of activities, if you can do those kind of things to, like you say, like realign and kind of reconfigure, like your mindset, then and it's such a nice thing too, because you know, like Western people, we look to Asian culture for these really like wise, healing. Right? Like we always kind of just trust it, trust the process, because there's so much more history.
Yeah, so I'm really drawn to Buddhism, and I really agree with, like, you know, everything happens in life for a reason, reincarnation, stuff like that. Because I sometimes have like moments where I'm like, or like deja vus where I'm like, I've had this experience before.
I heard something really cool. I heard someone say that before you come into this life, you are shown a preview of what this life will entail, and you have to select this life. So then when you're having deja vu, it's just that you're remembering the preview that you saw of your life as the soul before you entered it. But that kind of stuff's so fun to talk about.
That's true. Yeah.
Is going to be about weather, which is funny because it's getting super duper hot out now.
The weather here in Korea is kind of crazy.
Oh!
Yesterday my friend was like, it's like 14 degrees, and over here we're already like in the middle of summer, what it feels like.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like always gray and rainy and cold and miserable in Germany. One of the reasons why I came to Korea.
So you've been in Korea for 2 years. What makes you stay?
I'm so influenced by the weather. Like in Germany, it's gray every single day.
It's gray. If it rains, I feel so depressed lately. I don't know why. I never used to really be that easily influenced by the weather, but lately, no rainy days for me, please. And I'm just like, oh.
No, actually, I enjoy when it's cloudy or rainy over here sometimes, just so that I feel like, okay, today I can stay at home, because if it's like nice outside, I always have the urge to go outside. But because I'm very busy, which I'm very grateful for, I never really get to rest. So I'm like, okay, when it's cloudy and rainy, I'm like, okay, this is great. I can just stay at home, read a book or watch a TV show and just don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Not the main reasons, but yeah, working as an entertainer here in Korea is really amazing, because you don't have to pick and choose like what you specifically want to do. Here you can just do whatever. So I don't restrict myself to anything, but yeah.
Go check her Instagram. We're gonna put it right here. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about weather, seeing as that's our topic today. Weather, and then Korean ingenuity and how it applies to. So what season did you first arrive here in?
I got here in the middle of COVID, in December of 2021, I think.
Oh, okay, so it was winter.
Like, of course, I looked it up on the internet and I was like, okay, oh my god, it's so cold over there. I prefer sweating. I'm always like colder than most people. So
I'm always hotter than most people. Yeah. Oh, look at us, little opposite.
Oh my god.
That's cute.
I mean, of course, the summer here is like insane, right? Like, it is unbearable sometimes. Especially with the mosquitoes. Like, maybe you see this on the camera, like I'm scratching my knee because the mosquitoes are going wild.
I saw a bug yesterday that, I'm not kidding you, was that big. It was squished, thank God, it was dead.
I used to be very scared of bugs, but then I did an internship with the University of Biology in Albania. Take insects and their larvae and like see them under the microscope. So I kind of got used to them, yeah. But now, like, I still hate spiders. Like, I can't deal with them.
The spiders, I'll leave. There was a guy living over there. We took him and put him outside because he started getting too comfortable in the house and was walking around. He's gone, don't worry.
I'm glad.
Yeah, sorry. You can't be here. Anyway, yeah, so key characteristics in the summer in Korea that differ from Germany. would be what?
To be honest, really, spiders are one of the things actually, because one of my friends, she lived in, like, she traveled even more countries than me, and I've been to like 42 countries, I think. She was like, the country where she has seen the most spiders is literally Korea. And sometimes they just hang from the trees, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, there's those really pointy big guys that hang in the trees, and they're just like like watching you walk by, you're next.
And the banana spiders, I mean, they look beautiful. Like they're yellow, the yellow ones.
Yeah, bugs.
Yeah, but there's also like many ways over here, like it's a very convenient country when it comes to a lot of things.
What are some summer innovations you've seen?
I mean, just in general, some bus stations have like a shelter, right? So you can get inside when it's too cold outside or too hot.
You know those mist areas?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I've never seen that in any other place I've ever been, but Korea is amazing because you can go like, and like even just a neighborhood norito, like neighborhood playgrounds for kids, a lot of them are water playgrounds now. Like a lot of them have like sprinklers and stuff, so the neighborhood kids can go and like cool down. And like there's fountains everywhere that you can actually go in, and the mist machine areas, those are so cool. And there's government funded, like in the summer they set up like these pool areas, so they have like big blow up pool things that you go and you just pay a small amount of money, and you can like go and do like, it's like a mini water park, like a temporary imshi water park thing. A lot of, in Gyeonggi-do especially, I notice a lot.
I think Korea is very innovative. Innovative. Yeah, in a lot of ways. Very developed, very efficient.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So yeah.
There's a lot of people that work outside. Right? Protecting like little cool sleeves like ajoshis and ajumas will wear outside.
There's like cooling wipes that you can use to cool down.
Yeah, or like the visor things. Some of them have like a little fan on the visor now. When you went to these 42 countries, why did you go?
My goal is to visit every country in the world. I mean, the ones that you can visit. I'm just a very curious person. I like to try new things. I don't know, traveling is just the best way to like spend money and like gain something from it.
Getting like this life experience and
definitely
broadening your mindset and stuff. That's so cool.
I think most travelers are like either German or French, and nowadays Koreans travel a lot too, actually. When I travel to other countries, I like to actually not necessarily like sightsee. I just like to walk around. If I see like a street, oh, that looks cute, I'll go that way.
I like that. That would be how I would do it too, because I wouldn't want to have to plan ahead and everything.
Yeah, and it's just fun, and you get to see unexpected things. And
okay, so now I want to hear, what are the top 3 countries that you would recommend for people to travel to?
Definitely, I would say Korea.
Obviously.
Like I really love this country, and I really like living here. And there's so much to do and see, and it never gets boring. Even the countryside, there's so many things that you can see and do there, and there's so many experiences that can be had.
Yeah, 12 years and I still feel like I have no knowledge. I still feel like I need to learn so much more.
Yeah, and then of course, my second home country, Albania, which is like a very up-and-coming travel country.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like,
oh, I didn't know that.
When I was growing up in Germany, people would always be like, "What is this country? I don't know anything about it." But these days, people like my friends tell me, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to Albania." Like it's very up-and-coming. It's getting very popular these days because people are very friendly and open there. The food is amazing. The weather is good, and it's still cheap.
Oh!
And you have a lot of variety there. You have the Albanian Alps there, and you have like canyons, you have a lot of beaches, and
it sounds really, really nice. I want to go. Now you've made another person want to go.
Yeah, people are very welcoming, and they're like, "Oh my God, why did you come to our country?" And they're gonna treat you nicely, and give you like free stuff. And
this is so Korean.
Yeah.
It's like the European Korea then, maybe.
The thing is, why I also felt very comfortable here, and my parents as well, when they came here, is like the similarities. Like also geographically, like the capital in Albania is surrounded by mountains, and it's like an hour away from the ocean. And it's the same here, right? So, you know, you see like the rapid development, you see that here in Seoul, and you see that in Tirana, the capital of Albania as well. So there's a lot of similarities.
여러분, 알바니아 가야겠어요.
네.
가봐야겠어요.
맞아요. 진짜 예뻐요. Unfortunately, due to COVID and also flight tickets being expensive, haven't had the chance to go back there in like 4 years. But I really need to go back. And the third one, Italy, probably. It's the vibe, the architect. Like, I'm a big sucker for architecture and just being visually stimulated. And you have so many great buildings there.
Is the food as good as I think it is?
Yes, it is amazing. My issue is though I can't eat tomatoes or dairy, so
Oil pasta?
yeah, that's true. Aglio olio, that works.
I want to talk about winter a little bit because Korean winter is pretty different.
Very different.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Because remember when we did Hanjan Heyeje,
Yeah.
and we both had such a different view. Like, it was cold, I was cold, but I was like, I could survive. You
I
were
was
dying.
suffering. I was like, okay, gotta be a professional, you know, but minus 20
That was a
degrees?
cold day. That was pretty cold.
No,
But
that's messed up. Like, but the thing is, though, it's still bearable because of the sun.
that's what I was gonna say. It's so lovely here, especially when I used to live in Daegu. It's so sunny there in the winter. It's so beautiful there in the winter, and that makes you just like power through. Because in Canada, we don't have that, so people get really depressed in the winter because of the lack of sun. And you were mentioning that Germany is
oh my god, I didn't even realize you can be happy in the winter time. Like, seriously, like in Germany, I would have seasonal depression and not even realize, because I was like, oh yeah, this is just what winter feels like. So my first Christmas that I spent here, I was out on my own in Hongdae. For whatever reason, I was in Hongdae. There were people like doing noraebang on, you know, they're singing, and it was like minus 14 degrees, and I was still standing there for like an hour just listening, because first of all, so many Koreans know how to freaking sing.
Oh, don't even get me started. The talent here.
It's crazy. Like, people know how to sing and dance. I'm like, wow. In Germany, I would have never done that. But here, it's like so normal to like actually enjoy the winter, to go outside, to have a life. In Germany, you just stay indoors and you're miserable. That's it.
You can stay here and be really comfortable inside too, though, because they have like nanbang, like the floor heating. It started to get into Canada too. Like, they started installing that in houses too. But here it's just like almost every house. Because Koreans typically kind of like, I always say that they live on the floor. Like, I have one of those low tables that my kids and I eat at, you know, like
me too.
The floors have to always be clean.
Yeah, no, for me it's the same. Like, I don't have like a bed spring or anything. I just have my mattress on the floor.
Same.
I have a low table, but it feels nice.
It feels nice. My knees are kind of like... Okay, so when you first came here, and it was winter, so you would have noticed right away the floor heat. Ondor. Was that weird to you at all, or was it...
I mean, I already knew about it from Korean dramas, and I also knew that it's like traditional, and it used to be like that, back in the Joseon dynasty or even before. But I also think it's very convenient. It makes sense, you know, to heat up the space like that, and it's just nice to not have freezing feet, because I always have that.
So when I heard that, because we went to Gyeonggukgung, thank you, last year, and when we went there, we were talking about that, and I was really surprised, because I thought, well, how come the houses didn't burn down? Like, how did they prevent the whole house from burning down? And then they're like, well, they did sometimes. Did they?
There's like stone, right? Stone, and then fire underneath, and stones usually don't burn, so.
For me, when I came in, like, to Korea first, and I was like, my God, it's so hot in this house. Like, and I just wanted them to turn it off. And especially like after I had one of my kids, my first baby, I was in the hospital, and they like had the heat pumping after, and I just had a baby, so I'm like, can I at least shower? Like, I was sweating. All right, well, so today we talked about weather, we talked about temple stays, we talked about 42 different countries and where to go. So I think we should wrap it up. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you everybody for listening. 시청해 주셔서 너무 감사해요. 다음에도 봅시다.
네, 다음에 또 봐요.
구독, 좋아요.